Hey everyone, welcome back to the Guppy Garage. Today we're going to be adding another one of these racks to the Guppy Garage. We're going to be moving some fish around. Let's get going.
Okay everyone, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be putting this new rack that I've got here. It's the Husky 60-inch wide, 24-inch long, 78-inch high 5 shelf heavy duty rack. As you can see right there, it holds almost 700 pounds per shelf. That's the exact same shelf we've got over there. We're just going to be adding another one over here. Pardon the mess in the fish room, just moving a new shelf in here. Kind of makes things a little bit of a mess. We moved the shelf that was existing there over to here. I put my mini fridge and some of my other stuff on there. So today we're going to be putting this together. So I'm just going to kind of do it with you guys. You're sitting here on my chest on the GoPro, and we're just going to kind of build it together. Okay, so as you can see, we've got all this stuff here. A couple things did fall out of the box here. So what we've got the connector pieces here, and what this does is it actually connects the ups and downs to these connectors. Move those out of the way. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so it looks like in this box we've got these clips, which these hold the metal racking that goes underneath the shelves to kind of hold everything on. And then it looks like we've got some of the shelf racks here. Let's move those over there. I try to separate everything into piles as best I can. Makes the build process just a little bit easier when you can see what you've got laid out in front of you. So it looks like we've got some more of the shelf brackets here. So let's put that here. And then we've got our actual shelves. The cool part about these is that they are wire. So if you get any water on them, they're not going to have any issues. But the one issue with these is, as you can see right here, this one sticks up a little bit. So if you put all of your tanks on this side, this side, everything's pretty much going to be flush, but it's going to have these bumps. And if you put it on this side, you're going to have the same issue, but your 10-gallon will actually fit in between these two that kind of stick up higher. Let's see if I can get a better angle for you. So these two stick up a little bit higher, but a 10-gallon actually fits perfectly right in between those. So let's start laying out how we want to do this. So we're going to do an exact replica of the other rack over here. So pretty much what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking these and taking these connector brackets, and what these do is they actually just kind of slide together. Sometimes you have to hit them a little bit. When doing this, make sure that you have all your holes lined up going the same direction, because if you don't do that and you put it in the wrong way, you're going to have a fun time trying to get those back apart. I can tell you that from first-hand experience. So let's keep connecting everything together here. Ooh, cut myself a little bit there. So if you've got gloves, wear them so you don't get. You guys see that? Right here, a little piece of metal just went right into my finger. So if you've got gloves, wear them just for an extra safety precaution. As my dad always likes to say, do as I say, not as I do. Go. All right, so now we've got two of those. And you don't have to make it this exact way. So the nice part about this specific rack is it's actually, you can build it as 2 separate shelf units, so you don't have a lot of height in your home or wherever you've got your fish room or your wherever you're building your fish rack. If you don't have a whole lot of height, you can actually separate this into 2 different shorter racks, which makes this a little bit more accessible for everybody who doesn't have a garage to put everything into like I do. Actually get my mallet. Make sure you get a rubber mallet too. If something's not wanting to go in properly, you can persuade it without damaging that part. It's also just a good tool to have on hand no matter what, because you can always use a hammer and or a mallet just with any other project. I probably use my rubber mallet about 3 to 4 times a week. Just with various tasks around the house here. So we've got all 4 of these. See, the holes are all facing the same direction. So now what we're going to be doing, we're going to be taking these, so these 2 shorter ones are going to go on the sides, and then the longer ones go in the front. So what I like to do is build it almost upside down and backwards. So we're going to build this rack the exact same as how we built our other rack, so that the weight will actually be distributed. So if we're looking at this, so if you look at that, you see how those grooves actually go in there and it kind of holds it in place. That's what we need throughout the whole rack system here. Sorry, my camera's being all weird. We're going to take these hooks, and under here, there should be a hole. It's right here. And that is going to go from there, go up, around, and hook onto there. And
And that's just going to keep everything just that much more secure.
Take you off my tripod here, and I'll show you guys the rack. So as you can see, we've got a little bit of room down here, which is for the storage containers, which if you look at our other rack here, autofocus, this is where I store my storage containers. And then we've got 4, 8, 12. We're going to do the same thing. Storage, 4, 8, 12. And that up there is just those extra supports I was talking about. And that's just going to keep those on.
If you haven't gone over to my friend Trent Weldon's channel, Weldon Aquatics, please do so. When he did a fish room tour with me, he liked my idea of using just the rubber hardwood flooring that you get from like HomeDepot or Lowe's, or Flooring One or whatever you got in your area. But this is just the waterproof, weatherproof, life-proof flooring. The nice part is that it actually fits on here pretty nicely. To cover these tanks. On the bottom, it helps keep the base level. It just makes it look a lot better too. And it just keeps everything nice and clean on the bottom. So let's put the rest of those on there for you.
Alright, so let me show you guys kind of what I was talking about over here. So pretty much these are just going to sit underneath the tanks. When you have a tank sitting on here, which I don't have any empty tanks at the moment, except for these 20 longs. So let's bring one of these over there. Okay, so now that we've got a 20 long sitting on here, I can show you guys kind of what I was talking about. So the 20, see how this is all nice and level and flat now? And then if we were to turn it this way, same scenario, keeps it nice and level and flat from the front all the way along here to the back, and that helps when you have these gaps so that it doesn't have that weight go into those holes. It kind of keeps it a lot more evenly distributed. So what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be taking the 20s. I think I'm going to be able to put 2 across on this rack. So this rack is actually longer than my first rack. So let me measure that real quick. So this rack is 5 feet across, or I know for a fact this rack is only 4 feet across. So we're actually going to be able to fit 1 extra tank on this rack compared to that rack, which is kind of actually great. I wasn't expecting that. So I guess next time I order these, I just need to be a little bit more careful at the dimensions that I order, because they do have a couple different sizes on Home Depot's website. But I am not complaining about the extra space. It's the exact same price to get the 5 foot compared to the 4 foot, and I am very happy with having extra space. So what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be adding a few more 10s and some 20s, and then we're also going to be moving, so pardon the mess, but everything had to come off of this shelf so that I can move this shelf over here while I build the second shelf. So we're going to be moving all of these tanks over onto this rack,
tank now, so that we have a lot more space in the fish room here. I'm also going to be moving some guppies around, some platies around. And while I've got you guys kind of up and showing fish off here, I'll show you guys just a few of the tanks here. This is one of the new strains we just got. Look how cool this guy is. Thank you, John, for hooking up this little guy. I think he is awesome. Let's see if I can get a better shot. Look at that. I think Electric Tiger is a pretty cool name for this guy, but put your names down in the comments for what you think this should be called. Also, we've got our super red bristlenose in here. And then in here we've got just our Dumbo's experiment tank. Over here we've got our lava guppies, which are looking absolutely incredible. I think they're just coloring up awesome. And then down here, everybody get ready. This is a new fish in the fish room. I think it might be my new favorite. This is called a Medusa. So I ordered this one off of John. John sent me that Electric Tiger. But I think this is my new favorite guppy now, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I think he is incredible. Absolutely beautiful. The colors are mesmerizing. And he actually has a really cool personality already for being so new to the fish room. But look at that fish. Isn't that just beautiful? Alright, well, let's quit showing off that guy. Just got our orange wags. This is an empty one. We've got some stuff coming in that we'll surprise you guys with. And then over here we've got our baby bettas, which we're going to start moving out of here. And we're going to be putting into those 20 longs over there. Just so that they have a little bit more space to grow. But look at how cool some of these guys are. I really like this yellow dot guy. Big key is, he or she is beautiful. I haven't really figured out yet if it's a female. I think it is a female. But so cool. Absolutely beautiful fish. I have been slowly pulling fish out of here. If they show any aggression towards their siblings, I just pull them out and I'll put them into the beta rack. And then let's go up here. These are just the purple mosaic fry. They're still growing up. They're looking beautiful. Got our salt and pepper platies. And then in here, we've got my beautiful bluegrass. Oh, let me get the light off of here. Always glare when you try to catch a fish, you know? It's always the case. I'll put some B-roll in on this guy, or a beautiful picture up right now. This picture. Nah. But that guy is gorgeous. He's got a lot of fry. We did unfortunately lose the female in this tank. She had Calaminus worms, which if you've never had guppies and you don't know what a Calaminus worm is, you are extremely lucky. It's something that plagues this hobby and everyone who keeps guppies. Unfortunately, I noticed them. I started treating the tank. The male doesn't have them anymore. All the babies are doing fine, but the female she was so far gone that I couldn't save her, unfortunately, so she passed away on me. And then these are my Japan bluegrasses. And these guys are starting to look pretty great too. Let's see if I can get a shot at him. Always turning, always moving. Always hard to get a picture of a guppy. If you have guppies, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, there we go. Absolutely beautiful fish. We've had a little bit of a parasite problem in this tank too. I am taking care of that. This is all still under quarantine from the auction that I got here in the area. If you can see, a couple of these females are a little bit thinner than others, but most of them are doing pretty good in here. Now I think I've eradicated most of the parasite, which is great. And then we've got all of our bettas, of course, on the betta barracks. Everything's doing great. New lights are working awesome. The feeding holes are doing incredible. This guy is just massive. This guy is really cool. He's got some amazing colors. Look at that. Very energetic. And then over here, everyone,
I'd like to introduce you to Deformed Danny. So Deformed Danny, if he was in a different situation, would probably be euthanized, but I just have a hard time killing any fish that's surviving and doing great. So Deformed Danny over here has a mouth that is the wrong direction. He still swims around, he still eats, he still survived with all of his brothers and sisters until now. I thought that they had killed him or ate him or whatever, but he kept on surviving. So, you know, if there's a fish that wants to survive that bad, I'm not in the mood to take it out of its misery. And he looks like he's doing great. He's eating, he's still growing. So we're just going to let Deformed Danny do his thing. Let me know if you guys like him. Give him a thumbs up if you like Deformed Danny. I think he's the coolest little guy in the world. Ian from Salt City Aquatics really wants to keep him as a pet, so maybe when he gets a little bit bigger, Ian might have to take him off my hands. But Deformed Danny, everyone, give him a like, give him a thumbs up for me. And then over here we've got our quarantine tank. And then over here we're going to be putting in something really nice into this. We're going to be picking up tomorrow from Trent Weldon over at Weldon Aquatics. And here we've just got our mutt male tank and then our female mutt tank. And here we still have quite a few of the absolute smallest babies that came from the betta drop. There's still a few of them that are just microscopic. They're just not growing very well. They're probably all going to end up passing at some point. But I don't like killing any fish if I don't have to. And then of course we've got Quill. Absolutely gorgeous Nemo Candy Placotte male. He's doing incredible. Absolutely loves his home. Swims around like crazy. His colors are coming in even more beautiful every day. He's one of my favorite. He comes up and says hi every day and just loves to say hello. So, alright everyone. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be finishing up this rack over here. We're going to be making that rack look the same as this rack. We're going to be moving these bettas into that 20 over there. Set up the filtration, everything on that. So stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.